You know, I never thought building a treehouse could turn my whole world upside down. It started as something small, a way to reconnect with my kids after the divorce. Just some wood, paint, and love nailed into an old oak in the backyard. But then the letters came, the threats, the fines. They told me I was breaking the rules, but all I saw was my children's laughter echoing through the branches. What they didn't expect? That I had someone powerful in my corner, someone who believed in doing what's right, family. And let me tell you, when the HOA came for my treehouse, they had no idea who they were messing with. Before we get into it, where are you watching from? Drop your city or country in the comments below. I'd love to know where this story is reaching. Let me take you back a few months to the day I moved into this quiet little suburban neighborhood with my two kids, Lena and Max. I was fresh out of a divorce, emotionally drained, but determined to give my kids a stable life. We needed a reset, something new, a place where we could build new memories, not just run from the old ones. The house we found wasn't fancy, but it had something special, a big old tree in the backyard. And the moment Max laid eyes on it, he looked at me with that spark in his eyes and said, "Dad, can we build a treehouse?" That question, it lit something in me. I said yes without hesitation. Every weekend after that, we worked on it. It wasn't just a project, it became our therapy. Nails, wood, laughter, and the smell of fresh paint. The kids called it their castle in the sky. It even had a pulley system, a rope ladder, solar lights, and little flower boxes. Soon enough, the neighborhood kids started showing up too. I didn't mind. In fact, I loved it. The backyard came alive. But here's where the story starts to turn. You see, every storybook neighborhood has that one person, the self-appointed sheriff. In ours, her name was Marla Prynne, the head of the HOA, always walking around with her clipboard, her tight bun, and a permanent frown like someone had stolen her last smile back in 1985. The first time she saw the treehouse, she didn't say a word, just stared at it like it was personally offensive. I remember thinking, that's probably going to be a problem. Turns out I was right, because what started as a backyard dream was about to turn into a full-on war with the neighborhood powers that be. It all started with a letter taped to my front door. No knock, no conversation, just a thick, official-looking envelope from the HOA. Inside was a warning. The treehouse violated community, structure height, and design regulations. They gave me 7 days to dismantle it or face daily fines. 7 days to destroy the one thing that had brought my kids joy since the move. I was stunned, angry, confused. I mean, the treehouse wasn't some eyesore. It was beautiful, safe, full of life. Every afternoon, it echoed with the sound of giggles and climbing feet. Even the neighbors' kids came over, and their parents would often thank me. But none of that mattered to Marla. When I tried to talk to her, she didn't even let me finish a sentence. She just kept pointing at clauses and codes, telling me this wasn't personal. It was policy. It felt personal. I started getting fines. Small at first, $50 a day, then $100. A few neighbors supported me quietly, but no one dared speak up at the HOA meetings. Marla had been running the board for years, and everyone was afraid of getting on her bad side. Meanwhile, my kids kept asking, "Dad, are they going to take it down?" And each time, it got harder to answer. I filed an appeal with the HOA, hoping for a hearing. Denied. That's when I realized this wasn't just about a treehouse, it was about control. So I dug deep. And then I remembered something, or rather, someone, who might just be able to help. My cousin, Elias. Now, Elias isn't just family, he also happens to be the mayor of our city, a guy with heart, backbone, and a soft spot for community values. We grew up building forts together, sneaking Pop-Tarts into tree houses, and dreaming big. I gave him a call. I told him everything, from the laughter of the kids to the silence of the board. And Elias? He didn't hesitate. He said, "Let's make this right." So here we are, HOA meeting night. The community center was packed, folding chairs, lukewarm coffee in paper cups, neighbors whispering behind clipboards. Marla sat at the front of the room, wearing her signature purple suit, lips pursed, hands folded like she was about to sentence me to life without parole. She cleared her throat and started reading out loud. Due to continued non-compliance with community structure guidelines, the homeowner at 418 Sycamore Lane will be fined and ordered to remove the unauthorized backyard construction within 48 hours. That's when the doors opened, and in walked Elias, my cousin, the mayor, cool as ever. Button-down shirt, mayoral sash, and a pair of aviator sunglasses like he just walked off a campaign poster. People gasped. Phones came out. Marla blinked like she'd just seen a ghost. "Mr. Mayor, we weren't expecting—" "I know," he said, cutting her off with a smile. "But I heard a story about a treehouse, and I thought I should drop by." Then he pulled out a signed city permit. He held it up for everyone to see. "As of today," he said, "this treehouse has been officially recognized as part of a new city-wide initiative to encourage neighborhood unity and outdoor play. It's no longer just a treehouse, it's a community play structure, and it's fully approved by my office." The room exploded. Parents clapped, kids screamed. Marla's jaw clenched so hard, I swear I heard it crack. I just stood there, stunned, smiling like a kid who just got his birthday wish granted. Because in that moment, we won. The next morning, I woke up to something unexpected. Laughter. Not just my kids this time, but more kids, more families. The news had spread like wildfire. Someone even posted a photo of Elias, me, and the kids under the banner we quickly made that read, "Officially approved." It was stapled proudly across the treehouse by noon. Neighbors I hadn't spoken to before were suddenly stopping by, dropping off cupcakes, offering to repaint the fence, even asking if their kids could come play. It was like that little treehouse had cracked open a wall that had been silently built in the community. Even Marla had to back down. Oh, she didn't apologize. Of course not. But she stopped the fines, removed the violation, and for once, kept that clipboard to herself. Elias called me that night. Said it was the most fun he'd had all week. "You didn't just save a treehouse," he said. "You brought your neighborhood back to life." And looking out my back window, watching Lena help a younger kid across the rope bridge while Max lowered a basket full of juice boxes with the pulley system, I believed him. The fight was over, but something much better had taken root. That treehouse still stands today, stronger than ever. Not just because of wood and nails, but because of what it came to mean. To my kids, it's still their castle in the sky, a place where they feel safe, free, and happy. To me, it's proof that sometimes doing the right thing means standing up to rules that don't make sense, not for the sake of breaking them, but for protecting something more important: joy, childhood, and connection. And to the neighborhood, it's become a symbol. Parents now organize playdates under that old oak tree. Someone even started a monthly backyard potluck. It's like people finally remembered that community isn't built in meetings. It's built in moments, shared space, shared laughter. I learned something powerful through all this. Sometimes the loudest voice in the room isn't the one holding the clipboard. It's the one standing up for what matters, even when it's hard. And hey, if you're ever stuck between rules and what feels right in your heart, build the treehouse anyway. If you love this story, don't forget to like and subscribe. And let me know in the comments, what's one thing you'd fight to protect no matter what the rules say?